Hello! Lynn is a gifted student, especially skilled in mathematics. The girl's father insists that his daughter attend a prestigious school, where the principal even provides Lynn with a scholarship and free meals, against the rules. Among her wealthy peers, the girl turns out to be the only one who is able to solve the tests and pass the exams. The classmates, eager for their parents' approval and luxurious gifts for good grades, offer Lynn a deal. The girl will solve their assignments and get money in exchange. The heroine is drawn into a tempting affair that grows larger with each passing day. The principal of a prestigious Thai school for children from wealthy families reviews the file of a young girl, Lynn. The diligent student has many achievements and awards, which her caring father brings along to the principal's office. The woman has no doubts about the student's abilities, and having appreciated her bright mind, is ready to accept the high school student. But Lynn asks for some time to think about transferring to a new school, which her father, a low-paid teacher, insists on doing. After calculating in her mind the cost for the year, the daughter tells the father that he can't afford 150,000 baht for her education.
พอจ่ายได้
แล้วถ้าให้เรียนฟรีล่ะคะ
To retain a promising student, the principal also offers the girl free lunches, and the family accepts this generous offer. Lynn meets Grace at the photo shoot for the school ID. The sociable girl helps the newcomer fix her appearance so that she would look beautiful in the picture. They quickly become friends, and sitting in the library, Grace tells her friend about her dream of acting in the school theater. But the problem is that according to the principal's new rules, Grace cannot do extracurricular activities because her grade point average is too low because of her grades in math. Grace shows Lynn the task that she cannot solve, to which the newcomer calculates the correct answer in her head in just a second. How the girl reached this conclusion remains a mystery to Grace, who immediately begs Lynn to tutor her. A midterm math exam is going on in class. Lynn is surprised to see some of the exercises that she and Grace have been working on in the library in the test, and hopes that her friend will be able to get a good grade. But it turns out that her friend at the back of the class doesn't remember any of them. Lynn decides to give her the answers by writing them on an eraser with a pen and putting it in her shoe, in front of the stern teacher. The plan almost goes sideways, which could lead to a severe punishment for the new student, but the girl manages to save the day at the very last moment. To celebrate their victory, the friends go to their classmate Pat, whose parents own a luxury hotel with a swimming pool, and with whom Grace is dating. It turns out that the chatty girlfriend has told her lover about Lynn's incredible abilities and her help on the exam. Moreover, the enterprising Pat has already discussed with some classmates a tempting offer for the new girl, namely, to solve assignments for Pat himself and 5 of his friends.
เข้าใจนะว่าเราไม่ได้สนิทกันขนาดนั้นแต่ถ้าแกตกลงเราจะจ่ายให้แกวิชาละ 3,000
An opportunity arises for poor Lynn to earn a huge sum of money. Back home, the girl contemplates the offer while playing the piano, and while fumbling the keys, the excellent student suddenly finds a way to discreetly pass on the correct answers to her classmates in case she agrees to the deal. The next day, the girl gathers together the friendly company of underperforming students and explains to them the way they can communicate during exams. 4 answer choices, 4 finger tapping options, and on the very first exam, the system works perfectly. After earning her first money, the girl buys an expensive shirt as a gift for her father. The good-natured old man, as well as all the students of the school, believes that his daughter earns money from piano lessons, while helping an increasing number of students. Lynn still remains the leader in terms of academic achievement. She shares the title with a humble boy named Bank. The principal sends the clever couple to a show for intellectuals called Genius Teens. Lynn develops a liking for the boy and talks to him backstage. Trying to show her interest, the girl invites Bank to a cafe. However, the shy guy declines her invitation. Bank and his mother run a laundry. The family earns little money and cannot afford new equipment to work with. The woman has to wash clothes by hand at night, and her son helps her instead of working on his homework. At school, the straight-A student keeps to himself and refuses classmates who beg him to share his answers during exams, even in spite of generous payment offers. There is another test at school. The students gather in a large classroom. Bank quickly completes the test and sees an unexpected task at the end of it. He asks the teacher a clarifying question, to which he receives the following answer.
โจทย์มันมี2 ชุดเธอได้ข้อสอบชุดไหนเธอก็ฝนไปตามนั้นน่ะ
Thus, it turns out that the group of pianists under Lynn's direction has different versions of the test. Now, in the allotted time, the girl not only has to solve her tasks and pass the answers, but also to get a sheet with the other version and solve it too. All her accomplices dutifully wait for the answers, except for Tong. The nervous kid, drenched in sweat, keeps trying to look at Lynn's worksheet, and Bank, who is unaware of the secret scheme, attempts to warn the girl about it. He pretends to accidentally drop the sheets by her desk, with a written message on one of them. Bank also warns the teacher about the situation. On the test, Lynn manages to pull it off and solve both variants, ensuring that all students get a high score in their grades. The danger seems to be over, when Lynn and Tong are suddenly summoned to the principal's office. Bank is already there, talking about the injustice on the exam. The students deny the incident, but the principal notices that Lynn's answer sheet does not match her version of the test. The cheating is uncovered, and the girl's father is called to the school. The principal, frustrated by the excellent student's behavior, does not expel her, but deprives Lynn of her previously awarded scholarship, so the family must pay for the last year of schooling themselves. Summer vacation passes, and the students move on to their senior year. An excited Grace first invites her friend to meet her at Pat's parents' family hotel. Lynn hopes that her friend will not suggest that she can earn money by solving tasks on school exams again. This time, Grace comes up with a more difficult task. It turns out that Pat's wealthy parents think it's Grace who's having such a positive effect on the boys' grades and offers the two of them admission to Boston University. However, in order to do so, they have to pass the American College Selection Test. Lynn is determined to stay out of this, but Grace insists by offering a considerable sum of money.
แต่พัดมันบอกมันจะจ่ายค่าจ้างแก600,000นะ
Pondering, Lynn walks down to the hotel lobby. As she walks up to the front desk, she decides to decline the offer and leave the test book that Grace brought. But before her eyes, she suddenly sees a wall clock displaying the world's time in different time zones. Looking at it, the girl comes up with another brilliant idea. The next day, she tells her friend about her new plan. Lynn intends to go to Sydney, where the test will be completed before it begins in Thailand. She will solve it, memorize the answers, and be able to give it not only to Pat and Grace, but to anyone willing to pay for it. The couple is thrilled with the crazy idea of the brilliant straight-A student. However, the plan is not as smooth as it seems at first sight. The test has more than 100 questions, and to memorize all the answers, Lynn will need a partner who will go to Sydney with her. The group begins to gather clients to carry out the scheme. The friends assign the case to Tong and demand unconditional confidentiality. It is especially important that the scheme is not discovered by the conscientious and talkative Bank. Tong guarantees that the kid will not find out anything, because he was badly beaten the other day, and he will miss the exam and lose his scholarship while he is recovering. Under the guise of a school seminar, the accomplices gather the graduates in the auditorium for a presentation. Pat explains to the attendees the clever way they can pass the test. The answers, to be sent by Lynn from Sydney, will be encrypted and printed as a barcode on a pencil, which they are allowed to take with them to the exam. Impressed by the ingenious plan, the students confirm their participation with thunderous applause. One key element remains before they can execute the plan: a partner for Lynn to go with her to Sydney. The girl approaches Bank with the proposal, playing on the fact that the boy has lost his scholarship. Bank persistently refuses to cheat, but Lynn manages to convince him.
แต่แกเห็นหรือยังว่าถึงแม้ว่าแกจะไม่ได้โกงเนี่ยชีวิตแม่งก็เหมือนจะโกงแกอยู่ดี
The buddies meet at an abandoned print shop where they intend to print the pre-made barcodes with the answers. At the first meeting, Lynn brings Bank into the loop. The plan is for the guy to memorize and forward the first part of the answers to each section of the test, and Lynn to forward the second part. For this to work, Bank will receive a reward of 1 million baht, and the girl will earn twice as much. With all their actions rehearsed, Lynn holds a final meeting before the flight. The buddies think of answers in case the fraud is uncovered, and each of them is interrogated. This is when Pat suddenly blurts out that he was the one who sent the thugs who brutally beat up Bank, causing him to lose his scholarship and forcing him to agree to participate in the fraud. Enraged Bank does not accept the desperate apology and decides to quit on the day before their departure to Sydney. After gathering her thoughts, Lynn goes to the airport, intending to do the job alone. However, Bank also shows up and decides to abandon his principles in order to make money for his mother. Lynn and Bank show up at the Sydney Testing Center as part of the last group to take the test. The pair hide their spare cell phones in a toilet tank and head to the auditorium. After successfully completing the assignment and memorizing the answers, they rush to send them back to Grace and Pat during the break. However, the guy, holding a grudge against his pals, suddenly changes the terms of the deal. Bank demands double the amount of the reward. Otherwise, no one will get the answers. Caught in a desperate situation, the accomplices agree to his demands. But the problems only multiply. During the break after the third part of the test, the examiners are sent to the bathroom stalls, suspecting that the students who have been there too long were cheating. Lynn manages to deftly get away with it and even take her cell phone out. Bank, however, is caught red-handed. The guy is removed from the exam, and Lynn is left to finish the task on her own. She easily solves the problems in the last section, but can't remember all the answers. Sweat trickles down her forehead, and anxiety makes it hard for her to concentrate. On the brink of failure, an old, tried and true method comes to her rescue, tapping the correct answer sequence with her fingers, just as she once did in exams. As she concentrates, she imagines playing the piano, and the sequence of correct answers easily arranges itself in her head. 10 minutes remain before the end of the test. Grace and Pat wait for messages with the remaining answers, while typing the solutions they have already received and encrypted. The students, who have paid a lot of money for cheat sheets, begin to panic about the possibility of the whole affair being derailed. Lynn, meanwhile, realizes that time is running out, and the girl has to cause an attack of vomiting in order to leave the classroom and forward the answers, thereby sacrificing her own participation in the test.
No. If you leave now, your exam score will be canceled. Do you understand? Wait!
At the print shop, the already nervous state of Grace and Pat, who are anxiously waiting for the last answers, is exacerbated by Lynn's father, who catches the couple off guard. The man patiently demands information from them on the whereabouts of his daughter, who is not answering her phone. Lynn's father intends to tell the principal what is going on, while Lynn herself begins to hastily send text messages with answers to Grace's phone. To divert the man's attention and get out of the situation, the friend has to lie that his daughter is dating Bank, and they went to Cindy to spend time together. Relieved by this answer, Lynn's father leaves, and the pair proceed to promptly type out all the answers they have received and send the graduates off to take the test. The girl's own test results are voided, and Grace, who is meeting her friend at the airport, suggests that she take it a second time, while Pat invites her to a party to celebrate the successful passing of the test by all the students, the occasion on which the friendly group managed to make some money. Angry at her friends, the girl refuses to talk to them, does not come to the party, and decides not to take the money she earned. Lynn finds it necessary to talk only to Bank and comes to see the guy in the laundry room, which is already loaded with new modern machinery. The girl shows him her sympathy once more and intends to make up with him, but in response, receives an unexpected offer to make money again. Bank's scheme will help them get about 10 million baht, but he can't do anything without the genius girl's participation. The girl firmly refuses, and in response, Bank suddenly begins to blackmail her, threatening to expose the fraud in Sydney. And then not only will she be mired in trouble, but all those who receive the answers will lose their scholarships. Having listened to the threats, Lynn decides to outplay Bank and make a public statement, taking all the blame on herself. As always, you'll find the name of the movie in the description of the video. Meanwhile, let us know in the comments, did you expect such a change in Bank's principles? And do you think Lynn got what she deserved? And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next awesome retelling. Watch an interesting movie in a few minutes without rewind? Easy!
We got a great looking audience tonight.
The Sweet Popcorn channel has a mega convenient format waiting just for you. Short retellings of movies, from auteur films to Hollywood blockbusters. Pick up your unlimited ticket by clicking the subscribe button.